Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litza and today I'm bringing you week 3 of the Hobbii Crochet Advent Cal, for 2023. It is the 17th of December 2023 and week 3's pattern dropped this morning into my emails, and as soon as I wake up I thought I better get started so I can bring it to you. Now here is our week 3 bag. I'll let you know what goodies came into this bag and of course show you the yarn, which is always the most important thing, so we can crochet our project, and I'll let you know what the project was and my thoughts on it. Yours might be a little bit different, so if you're crocheting along as well, please let us know in the comments what your thoughts were about this little package here, the contents of it, and also the pattern if you've already started. And if you have and you finish it, please send us a photo. We would love to see it. You know I love sharing all of your makes. Now, one of the first things that came into this little pack, and it was quite heavy, and let me tell you why, because this little notebook came in it, and it's got the little dots inside, you know, the dotted paper. I don't think you can see it very well with the light, but it's so you can, create little patterns or even just write on it. So I think that is a beautiful little keepsake, and I love that it's got, you know, the little yarny related things on it. Absolutely gorgeous. And we also got these little key rings. This little key ring, with these little hooks on it. Some people do say that you can use them, and others have told me they're just for decorative purposes. Either way, they're pretty cool to have, and I'm sure that I'll find a use for them if I don't hang them off my keys, because at this stage I obviously haven't, because I wanted to show them to you. And then we also got this gorgeous, it's called an all-purpose bag, the medium size, and it is made out of 100% cotton. So basically it's a little bag with a drawstring in it. Now the drawstring is in here somewhere. I think I might have just lost it. But anyway, it's in here and you get to, reuse it. And I think that's the purpose of these little bags. Hobbii's put them out so that we can use them time and time again, so that, we're not, just using plastic bags to put our projects in. There it is, guys. I found the little drawstring. It's the same color. I wasn't going to give up. So there you go. So then you can pull it together and keep your little goodies in there. So that's actually some nice things that came in as extras. It's always nice to get extra gifts, isn't it? Now, what yarn did we get with it? Before I show you the pattern, let me show you. A lot of you will not like this yarn because it is 100% wool. Now, those of you who saw my spoiler alert reveal of every single week, and if you haven't done so and you want to, please go and have a look at it, because I've forgotten what next week's pack is full of as well, but I'm going to wait till Sunday. But if you want a little spoiler alert, or if you haven't seen our previous videos, please go and watch them. Anyway, huge side note, so the yarn that we got this week is 100% wool, and here's the little ball band. So it's the Friends 100% wool, and it came with 2 balls of yarn, so this one and this one. Now, I'll give you the stats while I show you the little balls there. So these were 50-gram balls each, which equates to 1.75 ounces, and they have 100 meters or 109 yards in each of them. So that's it's a good, for 50 grams you get quite a bit of yardage. This one is called Mulberry, or number 55, and this one is Dusty Rose, which I think is very true to colour, the name, and it's number 52. Now they do ask, like on the ball band, he recommends that you use a 5 to a 5.5 millimeter hook. So I'll show you the thickness of the yarn. It's more like a DK weight, 8 ply. It's not very thick at all, but they do recommend that you use that size hook. In actual fact, for the project, they asked us to use a 4.5 millimeter hook. I used a 5 millimeter hook. Now, generally, these are $5 each, and at the moment, they're on sale for $3.25. I have to tell you that this wool is true to the nature of the yarn. It is a little bit scratchy and a little bit rough, but the end result really surprised me. I have to say that, because as I was crocheting it, I was feeling that it was a little bit rough, and as it was gliding across my finger, like when I was keeping the tension of the yarn as I was crocheting, if I went too fast, it almost felt like it was burning. I know that sounds crazy, but because it is, very drying on the hands. So being we use a single crochet most of the time, I actually crochet that quite slowly as well, so it did aid in that. Otherwise I felt like it was really, really hot on my finger. Now, an alternative to this yarn is what came in the first box, in the first pack. And I have to say that they've married the colors up quickly. So I'm just going to quickly tell you about that before I show you the pattern, because I think it would be an awesome alternative. Because I'm not a fan of wool because of the scratchiness. I don't think I'd like it on my skin, definitely not. But look at this. This was the extra fine merino yarn wool that came in the first project. How wonderful is that? How well have they married that up? And this yarn here is 100% wool, but it is the extra fine merino in the Friends range. So I'm comparing this to it so that you get a good idea where I'm going with this. So it is a 50-gram ball, the same size, the same weight, 1.75 ounces, but you get 165 meters or 180 yards. It is slightly thinner. As you can see, I'll compare it with the Dusty Rose so we don't get them mixed up. It is a thinner yarn because it is finer, you know, the fine merino, but it makes it extremely soft. So even if you were to double it up, it would probably work very well if you want to use a wool, that is. Not everyone does, that's why I'm letting you know it is wool. But we created this gorgeous little beanie with it, but we did, you know, use another strand of mohair, and I think that it came up, you know, quite nice. And I imagine that it would be very nice on its own, the extra fine merino, but it does cost $7.80 at full price, not sale price. So I'm thinking if you wanted to make something for someone who absolutely wanted wool, I would definitely be going with this option and not this option, because you want them to enjoy wearing it as well, because you're going to put in all that time. So enough about the yarn. What did we have to make? Well, I've got the little Hobbii. Let me just get it up for you. The pattern, oops, sorry guys. So the pattern, there you go. It's some fingerless mitts. Sorry about all the lights and the glare. And it's called the Penny Fingerless Mitts. Now I'll show you mine and then I'll pop it on my hand. I only made one, guys, because at the time, so here it is. There it is. Now, as I said, I'll put it on while I'm talking to you. I did use a 5mm hook to crochet it up because I am quite a tight crocheter, and when I read that it was all single crochets, I didn't want to you know, to make it very tight. And as it turns out, it's perfect around here. But if I was to make it again, I would definitely use a 4.5mm for this part here, because it is a little bit loose, because it is a stretchier fabric, you know, the way you create it, you know, crocheting in the back loops only. When I'm wearing it, this is perfect if you're in the cold weather. Right now, I've actually got the aircon on and I'm sweating wearing it. But I have to say that on my hand and my palm, I don't feel that it's itchy. But here, where it is a bit more sensitive, the skin around my wrist, I am feeling the scratchiness of it and the itchiness of it straight away. So I don't think that I will be making the second mitt. That's why I only made one. But I'm so happy that I did make it so I can bring it to you and show it to you. I do like this detail where they crochet in the back loop only. I'm sure that most of you are very familiar with that because it is a very simple design, but I did have some issues with the pattern. It didn't make it very clear how to crochet the thumb, so I did this separately and then I connected the thumb piece. Maybe it was me reading the pattern. I'm not very au fait with the way that they write their Hobbii patterns. I have experienced difficulties with them before, but because I have been crocheting for a while, I managed to get it done, which is great. I did actually crochet an extra 2 rows. He wanted 5 rows here, like I asked for 5 rows. I did 7, and the thumb only, I think, had 2, but I did 3 in the end because I was looking at the photo and I was enlarging it, which is the beauty of having the pattern on my iPad, but I will be printing it off to keep it in my archives. In saying that, I've never made a mitten before, so I think it was a great experience. I'm so happy that I got the opportunity to do so because I have been wanting to do it for a while. Definitely learned that I would be using a different type of yarn. I would probably go for acrylic. So, you know, if this pattern, and I'm sure eventually all these patterns will become available to all of you, if you find a pattern for a mitten, they are actually a very fun project and very quick. As I said, I'll put it back on even though it's a little bit warm. I like the idea of having the fingerless gloves, you know, especially with my work. I type a lot. I think it would be very handy in the winter time, and I might actually attempt it again. I'm not sure about the color combination, but it definitely does suit this. Look at this, guys. So now, you know, you'd have a little set if you are actually crocheting along with this cow with Hobbii this year. They've actually married up their yarns very well, so they have the big picture in mind, whereas when we just unbox things, we're not quite sure why we're getting what we're getting, right? But that's the beauty of an advent calendar. I know that I got yarns that I've never used before, and I probably won't buy again, but at least I know I've had an experience with them and I can talk about it personally. So again, this is my personal experience, guys. So that's pretty much it for week number 3. Now, pattern number 4, or week number 4, drops on the 24th of December, which is Christmas Eve. I'm not going to make you a promise that I'll bring you that project on the day, but shortly after that I definitely will. And I'm just so excited that I've actually been able to keep up with this crochet advent cowl, because I haven't even touched my other one, which won't be mentioned in this video. So guys, I hope that you're all having fun, you know, and keeping up with your crochet, and, you know, hopefully it's bringing you the joy that it's meant to be doing. Thank you for, you know, taking the time out, hang out with me so you can see what this week's project was. So that's it, guys. Week number 3, we're done. We're finished. Bring on week number 4 is what I say. So until I see you again, take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.